But yeah, no, I think that's big. I was funny. I was having another conversation earlier today. It seems like you're touching on some reoccurring themes that have just been coming up in conversations I've been having recently. Whereas we were talking about, what is information and knowledge worth? If there was someone who said, "Hey, I'm going to spend my time with you to teach you everything that I know." In this example, we're saying, "Hey, somebody's charging $30,000 to, spend time as a consultant, and hopefully, they would get something out of it. And hey, would it be worth it?" And my vantage point was like, well, it's kind of based on the value that's being brought, right? And if the knowledge can be applied, for some results. And if somebody is sharing that knowledge and it can actually get you results, it can get you to where you want to go, then it's probably worth it.
It is worth it, 100%. If the information that you pay for, is what it is that you're gonna get out of that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, what happens is so many people pay for stuff, and the person that they're just a good marketer, because there's a difference. There's people that are good at marketing. They could sell you water. That, or even air that you breathe, they could sell it back to you. Mm-hmm. You'd be like, man, okay, I just bought this. Not realizing that, they didn't even know what it was that and once you get in, you realize I just bought air, because that's all it is.
Right.
So you gotta be careful who you choose to align yourself with. Everything that sounds good, that there's a lot of, I always do this when people hit me up for something. For example, like today, people are hitting you up on Instagram. Oh, I could help you become, influencer, so you can have more followers. Right. The first thing I do, I go look at their page.
Yeah.
And see, all right, if you're this great guru, let me see how many people like your post. So you have 140,000 people. Yeah. Only 20 people are liking your post.
Nobody's liking your post. Some's not.
Some don't add it on, Yeah. Or you're telling me you're a credit repair guru. And I said, okay, show me your credit report. Let me see. Oh, I can't show you my credit report. It's private. So what the hell? Why I gotta do business with you? You gotta show me your credit. Let me see if you have the 800 score. Oh, you have 600. All right, well, fix your credit and then
come on, right? Right.
Right. So you just gotta be careful, and because people will take advantage of you. Yeah. If you don't know any better.
No, absolutely. That's true. So for you, as we, kind of come into this phase of your career, you're at a point where, you've even taken on a co-ownership role, of American Classic. How did that start? How did that kind of come about? Because you don't just go from being a producer. Okay, I started my office and now, I co-own the agency. How do you evolve into that place? And then I want to go into talk about the technology and all the other stuff you're doing too.
Right. So yeah, man. So, when I worked with the lady that got me into this industry, and then that company went out of business because the owner just wasn't doing it correctly. So my mentor, she left the business. I actually wrote about her in the book. Her name is Lorraine. She left, and then she called me one day and said, hey, I have another company I want you to check out. So I left with her to this other company. Work with that guy, for a while. I learned a lot from him, but again, this industry, there's a lot of shady people. So he did his thing, and I called my guy that does my medical exam. And I said, man, dude, do you know any company in this industry, anybody that is decent, that, that if he says yes, is yes. If he says no, is no, that I could go work with. And he said, man, there's this, outfit, they're not big. They're a company called American Classic Agency. You need to check out the guy. Give me the guy's name, Mike. And I called Mike up. I said, Mike, man, I got your name from a gentleman named Wilkie that does our exams. He's like, oh, okay. He said, come on for an interview. I said, all right, cool. So I went and we sat down and he showed me the company, the comp system, the program, the product. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm ready to go. And that's how I got in with American Classic. and I started working, and I worked my way up and became top producer, one, and then built an agency underneath the company because they allow you to do that, and you could brand yourself. You don't have to have the name American Classic, so I built my brand, Lago Financial, and have agents in my organization. And from there, as we continue to grow, number one was my business partner now, Anthony Stewart. He was, when I'm number one, he's number two. When he's number one, I'm number two. So we're going at it. And but eventually the owner, Jerry Policastro, decided to retire in the business because he was older, he's like, he wants to spend time with his grandkids and all that. So he made us an offer, and we bought the company from him. He didn't want to sell it to an insurance company because they were interested in buying.
Sure.
So me and Anthony and his executive assistant, Pam, she also, was the three of us that purchased the company. And so it's been great.
It's awesome. That's awesome. I think that, what's really phenomenal about that is, just stepping into that, equity and that ownership position in an organization. Frankly, I've never seen a Black person that owned the IMO, until I met you. Like, when we were in DC and you said, I own the IMO, I'm like, what?
It is. I mean, and because again, it's there's so many things you got to do to become an IMO.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what that is, an independent marketing organization. It's a different level from a GA and all the other stuff. But in the independent world, it gives you, a lot of leverage. But what we do, and one thing that we like about what Jerry's built with the company, because he never sold life insurance before. He wasn't an insurance agent like you and I. He actually worked for insurance companies and designed commission. It was like a consultant. And he designed commission products, reinsurance products for insurance companies. So it was very, so he understands the whole aspect of the business. So what he does for us that makes it unique is he protects the sales force, and he believes in making sure that the sales force, they're the engine that's carrying the company, and he believes in profit sharing and all this stuff and the give back, the agents. Let the agents be happy, they'll produce. Let the agents if the agents do well, leadership will be fine. He always believed that. And he always believed in making sure if he ever leaves, he wants the agents to own the company, which is the same thing we have going on right now. We're building the organization for the agents. That's why we're not looking to sell to anybody. We've been approached by hedge funds to come.
Well, I know you're getting calls. Of
course. But we're going somewhere, we're doing something, because if we sell it, then we lose control, because then it becomes corporate, and we're independent for a reason. We don't want to be corporate controlled. We want to stay independent. We want to be able to still serve the communities that we want to serve, which is the middle income America, that they're underserved. And one thing that we do is we help families get out of debt in less than 9 years using cash for life insurance. And we have a relationship with a software company and an insurance company that allows us to marry the two together. So we're able to mimic, and pay off and use the life insurance as a line of credit to pay off debt. So people are paying off their debt without using their money to do it, without making extra payment and all the other stuff that we've been told to do. Because a lot of times when you think about, you got to make extra payment on your debt, you got to do all this. But that's wealth that you're transferring away to somebody else.
Right. So just with a little tweaking and adjustment with the software, then you can say, okay, well, if you allocate this over here, boom, you got your life insurance policies being funded. Just pull this cash value, boom, keep chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. I think that is really innovative, nowadays, because we do have technology that can be utilized. Right. And to pair it up, with life insurance. I've seen it done in like a mortgage capacity before. into something similar. So I think I just think that definitely is the wave of the future, you know, because it's right there. It kind of puts the control in the client's hands to know exactly where they need to be. And it's not because it's something that, you know, you're recommending or we're saying. It's like, look, here it is.
Right.
The system is telling you what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it easy to prospect, because when you think about it, everybody has debt. Everyone has some form of debt. So
I think student loans out here, you know.
Student loans, credit card debt, financing the card debt, all that. You know, because one thing I always talk about is every dollar you earn, 34% of your dollar goes to interest rate. 34%. Then 40% goes to taxes. So between the government and the banks, that's 74% of your wealth that's gone. So we have to find ways, instead of telling our clients, you need to cut down on your lifestyle. You need to start eating ramen noodles. You need to stop drinking Starbucks coffee, and you do that math for them. Oh, you know, for every dollar you spend $5 a day on Starbucks coffee, you could be doing this. It doesn't matter how much they cut down their coffee. If you don't address the places that they're losing money unknowingly and unnecessarily, you will never help them. You know, you will never help them, because at the end of the day, if you have one thing I teach is this: money is like water. If you put water in a cup and you sit it there, it's going to tell you, listen, what am I doing in this cup? I'm water, I'm powerful. Are you going to drink me, or are you going to just let me sit here? If you ignore what he's saying to you, guess what the water is going to start doing? Starts evaporating.
Yeah.
After months, yet you're not going to see any water there. If there's a small hole in that cup, you fill it up, it's going to drain. You go back, man, where's my water? It's gone, because there's a hole that is draining out all that water. Same thing with your money. Money doesn't like sitting around doing nothing. Either you're spending money or saving money. So when that comes, the question, the money say, okay, what do you want to do with me? Because somebody else is going to use me. You need to make a decision. So what is the holes in your financial bucket?
Yeah.
Where are the holes? You know, taxes, that's a hole in your financial bucket. You know, interest rate on debt, that's a hole in your financial bucket. Interest that you're earning in your savings account, that's a hole in your financial bucket. Because where do most financial advisors tell people to put their money in? For emergency savings. Where you put it? In a savings account, their local bank. 6 months, 12 months, your hard-earned money, they tell you to go put it in a bank.
In that whopping 0.01%.
Right. So you're already losing money going in. So there's all this risk factor that affects your money that nobody ever talks about. So my job is to plug the financial holes first. Plug the holes, and that's what we teach our financial advisors, and say, listen, teach your clients how to plug the financial holes. So they, once it's plugged, you can now fill up their financial bucket.
Love it, love it. So you built the company, you've educated, you've won awards, you've been top entrepreneur, you've been $1 Million Roundtable, you've been top financial advisor, like you've had all the accolades. You've written the book. What keeps you motivated now? Like what's driving you to keep doing this, keep moving forward?
Yeah, man. I mean, right now with the new position as the owner of American Classic, you know, the goal now is to take the company to a whole new level. You know, because now we're agents that now own the IMO. We're not just we didn't just boom start. You know, we understand what our agents are going through, so we're looking to build it and take it to a whole new level, and also inspire other minority agents that are coming on board, right? Because again, you know, we want to change the way this industry is looked upon at, especially for our folks. We have a lot more people in our community that need our help, you know, I mean, that need somebody like that look like you and I to advise them properly, to tell them about cash value life insurance, to tell them about term insurance, so they understand all aspects of life insurance, not just one. Unfortunately, for so many insurance agents, they just focus on one product. You know, it might be whole life and they call it, oh, this is the best whole life since life bread. Or the ones that sell just term insurance, this is the best terms. And then the ones that sell IUL today, oh, this is the best thing. And all three of them are selling the same thing from three different companies. Each of those companies have all those products. See, that's one first thing to myself. I said, wait a minute. If I'm saying this is the only product that's good, why does that company have this other two products? The obviously insurance company are manufacturing companies. They manufacture product. They're like a car manufacturing company. And then they have different dealerships that they ship the products to. And whatever the dealership want to do, it don't matter to the manufacturer.
Right.
And
We got them all, but you sell this one, go ahead. That's all you're doing is turn. Here you go. Yeah.
You know, but they manufacture whatever product you want, we got it. You want a Mercedes, you know, truck, we got it for you. Right. We build it. You want this, we build it for you. So they do all that. So at the end of the day, that's the same thing with the insurance company. They're a manufacturing company. They manufacture product, and that's what they do.
So, you know, taking it from that standpoint, you know, even understanding the varieties and I really admire like your approach even to your business and your agents. Hey, it's agency owned. It's really, you know, client focused, you know, as far as, you know, the needs and finding not just one particular thing, but hey, it's the right thing for that person in their application.